So we're going to go over replacement parts that you want to keep on your van for the Spider and the Gecko. First one being the switch mechanism. This is basically what you decompress or you compress when you press this button to start the machine. Over time it may wear out. It's a very cheap part, very easy to replace just by taking apart this handle mechanism. If you do take apart this handle mechanism, take pictures to make sure you put it back together the right way, making sure the flippers are in the right place. So it's very simple, very easy. Next, we're going to go over the slow blow 20 amp fuses that are inside this box. If for whatever reason the machine's being run too high, too low, power surge, it could blow one of these fuses. There are 4 screws on the back of the box, very easy to remove. There's going to be a replacement fuse inside along with the other fuse. Make sure you turn the machine off, unplug it if you go inside the box. Be sure to alleviate the power from the machine, so just let that go, unplug till the lights are off. Then you should be safe to work inside there. Put everything back the way you did, the way you took it apart. Making sure to be careful with the screws, not to cross thread them as you put it back together. Very inexpensive part that you can get from Floor Mechanics. Other things, we'll go to the satellite disc. So interface pads, these are the ones that come with the machine. Floor Mechanics has these for sale. They also have the Norton interface pads. These also work very well, especially with the Norton mesh abrasives. The mesh abrasives have a different kind of backing that can kind of wear out the Velcro over time. So these little more inexpensive pads are nice to have. At least 1 to 2 sets on your van at all times, because if one of these gets torn, or you come back from lunch and there's no abrasives on the Velcro and you set the machine down and start it, well, you're going to be pretty unhappy. So it's always good to have 1 to 2 sets of these on your van at all times. Next, we'll talk about the clutch plate. This is a standard American style clutch plate, malish plate. This is designed to fracture if you put the machine on the plate and start it. This could shatter. This is a very inexpensive part to replace, and we definitely do not want you to start the machine on top of your plates. Last but not least, for parts to have on your van, extra Velcro. Velcro for your satellite discs, where if one of these comes off, it gets worn out over time, you set the plate down on these and start it on the floor. It will burnish it over and it won't work anymore. Key things about replacing these: once you remove this, you clean this plate really good and you apply your new Velcro. It has to sit for 24 hours to fully adhere before you start sanding again. Otherwise, it'll prematurely wear and could come off the machine before you want. So good thing to have a set of 4 or 3, 4 for 1 for the edger too. So for the edger, a couple little tools to have, or things. These little interface pads are fantastic to have to soften the scratch with an abrasive. They also, if you're going to be running any kind of mesh abrasive to your edger, having these also helps to not wear out your Velcro on your edger. Next, very inexpensive part, but a very valuable part, the dust skirt that goes on the edger. Replaceable. Gets worn out over time, not a problem. You can flip it upside down, reuse it, and have a couple on your van. Last thing to have on here, well, second to last, a belt for when your belt wears out inside here, if it does. It's always good to have a spare belt because you don't want to be left without one. One last thing it's good to have are brushes for your motor. Just a set of 2 brushes, that you can also buy from Floor Mechanics with all these other parts.